Alright folks, I'm bringing you a silly little 2v2 here, kind of a faction war. As much of a faction war as you can get in 2v2 anyway. We've got Def playing as the PC here, very appropriate name for him, the Noble Worshipper. And we've got Super Mega Ultra Panda, Feg, playing as the Chaos Sorcerer. Let's see how they do. They're going to be fighting the Force Commander of I just want to play, baby! I don't know why that was how I said that. And he's going to be allied with a tech marine called Galactika. Galactika. Interesting name. Everyone so far only getting a single unit initially. Their marine squad. So expect a lot of heavy armor, a lot of cover hugging, and probably not a lot of deaths. Except the heretics. They will of course die in droves, as they should. Not particularly effective doom bolts there, partially blocked by the cover. And we've got a tech marine already bleeding some of those doom bolts. Both the heroes bleeding some of the doom bolts. Whoa, bleeding some of the heretics. Both the heroes going after their respective light infantry, trying to get that bleed down. Bolt Pistol the Sorcerer should claim a scout soon, and he does indeed. And that one scout. Ooh. That one scout would have been equivalent to, what, 3 heretics? So far it would have been a good fight for Super Mega Ultra Panda, until, of course, he lost his Chaos Sorcerer. So it was a bit of a bait there, actually, from Galactika. Quite clever by them. Second CSM is coming out there for Super Mega Ultra Panda, and will just poke the opponent. Force Commander bullying, as he does. So fast shotguns from both of the SM players here. That leads you to believe they've got a lot of gens, and indeed they do. Check it out, they've got the triple gens coming up, noted here. In contrast, we've got triple gens anyway. Oh god, PC going down as well. Terrible start for the blue team. Terrible opening. Def's going to be going for a Havoc. Makes sense to try and control that Force Commander. Def blaming the game. It's not his fault his champion didn't retreat. He just didn't want to. The champion refused. He was ferociously hammering that X hotkey, but the champ said no. Not today, Def. We are Def. We must embrace it. Let's see, will he get a revive from his teammate? I mean, this should be a very easy position to revive from, especially when the enemy is being deterred like this. Unfortunately, Tax a little bit out of the arc of fire from Havoc's there, so just soft retreating away. Currently buffed by the Battle Cry damage boost. But Super Mega Ultra Panda, a little bit cautious. Should be able to throw out a Doom Bolts onto the capping Tax, would make sense. Running into melee with the Scouts again, I'm not sure how effective that really is, or how necessary that is, given that he has 2 CSM. Should be able to outshoot them quite easily. There goes the Doom Bolts, once again missing, predicting that the Scouts will move back, but they don't. They send the ground, but they're getting focus fired by double CSM right now, dropping all... Wow, not dropping all their models, even though they got to 10 HP. Now that was lucky for Galactika. And now we've got a bit of a problem for Galactika. No bionic sweep on the Tech Marine. Oh, bit of a misclick there. Doom blasted and then went into worship. I don't think that was intentional. But yeah, without any bionic sweep, there's no way to control these AC heretics that come charging in. And right now, Galactika has left the gen farm vulnerable. Going to be going for an ASM squad. This is a big mistake from Super Mega Ultra Panda. Capping these requisition points is not the priority right now. Who cares about the requisition? There is a full gen farm right here, ripe for the bashing prior to these ASM coming out, but he's not doing it. Big mistake by Super Mega Ultra Panda. You get the rec points later. Frankly, you only need to decap them. The amount of time it's going to take to cap those, so not worth it compared to bashing the gens right now. On this side, we see a Chain Sword and Storm Shield. Very rare war gear to see in a 1v1. Quite good in a team game where it's easier to blob up because you've got fewer points to cap in an area. So it justifies blobbing more. Of course, this is going to give AoE range damage resistance and suppression immunity to things around the Force Commander. And including the Force Commander himself. It actually gives him a huge range DR boost. 50% to the Force Commander. No, sorry, I've got that the wrong way around. Wow. The Force Commander reduces the Force Commander's received. Oh, I think Defend affects the Force Commander, and then he gets 20% passively, as well as 100 HP. So yeah, it makes him really bloody tanky, to be honest. We did see the revive there on Death, so he is defying Death as always. ASM getting kind of wrecked over here. Seemed like they jumped into the firing arc of Havoc's. Havoc's fortunately disrupted by a grenade there, but it's not really ideal with the AC ticks loitering around. It's going to be pretty much a full route there from Galactika here. Probably going to lose his Tactical Space Marines. Very slow to retreat there. Oh, no, he just about survives. One more hit from the Aspiring Champion probably would have finished that squad. And we're seeing Raptors from Death. I guess it makes sense because his opponent didn't go for ASM and he went for the Chain Sword as opposed to, you know, Power Sword, which would be a lot more threatening to the Raptors. This is more of a ranged unit counter. So yeah, we'll see how the Raptors can do. Certainly against double tax and a Storm Shield Chain Sword FC, the Raptors should do quite well actually. Of course, the Force Commander probably then should swap to the Thunderhammer in Tier 2. Thunderhammer plus Teleporter would be quite effective. Counters effectively both then. Teleporter for the Havocs, Thunderhammer for the Raptors. But, you know, he's got options. He's still got a Plague Champion. Plague Champion with the Armour of Pestilence gives him knockback immunity, and that's a pretty hard counter to the Thunderhammer when he's trying to spam specials to knock you over. The Plague Champion's just going to ignore that and keep punching him with ideally a Power Fist and do a lot of damage. So there are options for Death. Similarly, basically you want to be getting things that are immune to that knockback. So Blood Crusher, Dreadnought. Scouts falling there to all the focus fire from the CSM. What have we got? 3 squads of CSM right now. That is a lot of focus fire. Really not seeing any decent Doombots at all here from Super Mega Ultra Panda. Yeah, so I think it's kind of wise that he's gone for the Vestments of the Warp. I think someone who is a bit better with his Doombots. Oh my god, massive misplay here. Just the AC ticks getting absolutely annihilated by this blob. This blob doing a lot of damage right now. Is that... Oh, why they... I guess there was just a battle cry that buffed up all their damage. I was wondering if there was a sacred standard or something like that, but no, it was just a lot of special attacks from the battle cry, buffing up the damage of these triple attacks. And the triple CSM are a bit fearful right now. They need some Mark of Zinch if they want to try and contend with these attacks generally. You know, fancy modern kit of the Tactical Space Marines versus the thousands and thousands of years old kit that the CSM have. Generally, the guns are going to be better on the Tactical Space Marines until you get those godly cursed bonuses that the CSM can get. But Tactical Marines are going to be falling there after I say that they've got better kit. Brilliant. Caster's Curse striking once again. I don't know. It is what it is. Just terrible micro, really. I mean, how do you lose Tactical Space Marines to bolters? I'd understand if they were Inferno bolters, but just normal bolters? Come on. It's ridiculous. I'm not sure about this engagement here. This seems like there's way too much chaos stuff. Oh, it looks like these Havocs here by Death were layered quite poorly. Really should have been covering the other Havocs. But they weren't. So they're not really contributing much at all. And yeah, CSM Fire is doing something, but they really need to get their Mark of Zinch because their damage is just not great right now. Bolters against heavy infantry armor is just not ideal. You want that Mark of Zinch. I think Super Mega Ultra Panda probably wants to go for 1 Mark of Khorne, 1 Mark of Zinch. Oh, he's not even Tier 2. What the hell has he been doing? Everyone else is Tier 2. He was definitely floating tremendously because he's only going Tier 2, but he's got 105 power, which is ridiculous. Clearly been bleeding a lot. So Death replaced his heretics that he lost. It's going to be a Blood Crusher for Death. I like the choice. Good against this FC. But just want to see you play. Just want to play, rather. See you play. Whoa. Alright, mate. Just want to play is just skipping Tier 2, really. He's got a Librarian and he's going for a Power Fist in his FC, and that's it. He's chilling. Maybe pick up a Missile Launcher. Yeah, not really enough durability on his FC right now. No Artificer Armor, no Iron Halo, so really can't be going toe-to-toe very well with things like Blood Crushers. Gonna need some support. Where's the ASM jump? Where's the ASM jump? There we go. Knock over these Havocs as they're suppressing everything, but again, quite a little nasty ranged firing line in the back here. Tech Marine 2 tacks, one with a sergeant, one with then sorry, a squad of shotgun scouts as well. Oh dear. Death losing his heretics again. Not ideal. Here come the Inferno Bolters though. How many of them have we got? Oh cool. Yeah, so you got one Corn Marine, one Inferno Bolter. So you can use these Corn Marines to counter initiate the ASM. They will absolutely wipe the floor with them one-on-one. They've got chain axes that do power melee, not basic melee like the ASM chain swords. And that combination will mean that they will rip the ASM to pieces. They also have a bit more HP. But yeah, they got way more damage. 30.77 is more than the 27 that the ASM chainsaws do, but then factor in an additional 20% due to the plus here, which indicates that they have the Eternal War upgrade. And then remember, of course, power melee will be doing 30% extra damage against heavy infantry, and these guys in general have more HP, 200 or so more HP than the ASM. So yeah, 1v1 they will absolutely slaughter the ASM, which is the whole point. You keep them to protect your Inferno Bolter CSM, which are outputting the majority of the damage. But I don't know why the Sorcerer is running into melee there with the Rod of Warpfire, and to go Vestments of the Warp and then Rod of Warpfire seems a little bit counterintuitive. Rod of Warpfire generally more of a ranged option. It does buff your melee, but not much. It also buffs your range, and it gives you that very powerful Warpfire ability from afar. That is going to be the end of the Blood Crusher there, snared by the Melter Bomb, and one of the Tactical Marines did in the end pick up the missile launcher and finish it off. Autocannon here for Super Mega Ultra Panda, and also an Aspirant Champion is the only one to survive in that Heretic squad. Not sure what the hell the Raptors were doing quite so deep down behind the lines. Would have been much better off going for the VP there. Quite a tricky map to close out wins on is this one, to be honest, because these VPs end up being very difficult to take, given you have to sort of walk around like this. It becomes very risky. Like, you walk around here, you risk a flank in the back from the other ally. Likewise this direction. So yeah, you won't often see these natural VPs held by enemies. So wherever they can get a decap opportunity, players should be taking advantage of this. Now, Galactika has actually gone for a Dreadnought, and the autocannon right now is busy taking out generators, so it's not able to deal with this thing. In the center here, we don't have any AV potential. Chaos, of course, telegraphs their AV upgrades as well if he did want to go for Mark of Zinch, unlike other factions which could be upgrading that and you wouldn't notice whilst running away with the Havocs. You can't do that with Chaos. But yeah, these ASM are very, very fragile right now. Dreadnought needs to protect them with an Emperor's Fist. Just gets lucky with a special and then completely misses the Emperor's Fist. Classic. And KCSM actually killed the ASM. Wow, Corn Marines doing their job. There you go. And it's going to be an Assault Cannon Dreadnought. Of course it is. Why would it not be? It's always an Assault Cannon Dreadnought in the team game. Well, Galactika has lost basically everything at this point. Was upgrading to the Artificer armor to make his Tech Marine more tanky. Gen Farm has been destroyed. Is this going to be ranged or melee Terminators from the Force Commander? It's going to be ranged Terminators. Generally, you do see ranged Terminators in team games. It's so risky to go melee Terminators given the inability to retreat. If the enemy has ranged Terminators, sorry, melee Terminators, you just double him. And then especially when you're facing something like the Chaos Sorcerer with potentially Robes of Torment to immobilize your Terminators, that's really risky for Terminators, given they can't retreat. And then of course you've also got the Armor of Subjugation to contend with in the later game. We actually see Super Mega Ultra Panda purchasing the Robes of Torment now in order to counter those Terminators. But only an autocannon's not a lot of AV to take on a Dreadnought. Yeah, pew-pewing it with a plasma gun and 3 Inferno Bolters is not going to do a whole lot. Chaos needs to get some tier 3 tools on the field themselves. Galactika, you're going for a Whirlwind next, so he's going to be playing the backline support role. The tactical marines there just want to play kind of caught by surprise, it appears, by the Siege Marines and Corn Marines. But yeah, this dual assault cannon thing is proving problematic. Dreadnought should be going into melee. Melee! Oh my god, Galactika, wake up, man. Could have killed that sorcerer if he meleeed, but he's too busy sleeping, watching his whirlwind shoot pretty little missiles, I suppose. That's what we all play team games for, right guys? To watch the beautiful graphical, visual effects of a game that's 14 years old or something. How old is DOW2 now? I don't even know. The base game. Fuck knows. It's got to be nearly 15 years old, right? Yeah, again, no one is actually contesting these VPs. I think when you're playing 2 Space Marines, this is quite unacceptable. You know, there's been so much fighting over here. Just want to play really should be infiltrating scouts and going around and decapping this. Just help to drain down the enemy VPs constantly throughout the game. So the play for Def is going to be a great and clean one, which has now hit the field. He really does love his Nurgle things. Let's see how it can do. Certainly it will put a lot of pressure on this Dreadnought, which will be nice. And there's not really that much to deal with it. You've got Terminators, which do piercing. This will hurt, the plasma gun. I guess the missile also will hurt. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. I don't know why he was going for this requisition point as opposed to flanking around with infiltration and going for the VP when he knew the enemies are going to be in that area. Odd. And Super Mega Ultra Panda is going to be going for the Land Raider Phobos. So this is actually a pretty good combo. The best counter to the Great and Clean one would be something like a horde of Predator tanks, and just want to play is indeed getting a Predator tank. The best way to counter that would be a Land Raider Phobos, which can do tremendous amounts of anti-vehicle damage with its twin-linked dual las cannons on each side of it. And then you can protect that Land Raider Phobos from melee with the Great and Clean one. So, yeah, I don't know. Great and Clean one right now a little bit isolated. Stunned by Flesh Over Steel. Stomps to disrupt the FC, gonna keep going after him, but there's not a lot of support right now. Plasma gun and missile launcher definitely contributory factors to this FC's success against the Guo. FC will actually fall trying to get away there to the Plague Bolter of the PC, but right now we have an isolated Great and Clean one. Yeah, definitely needs to prioritise the plasma gun. That is the thing that is doing by far the most damage to him. Gets a cheeky little special there, does okay damage. Alright, now the Great and Clean one can get onto the Dreadnought, but yeah, a little bit fearful. Tech Marine is present. Remember, these Terminators, whilst their guns aren't doing a lot of damage to the Great and Clean one, they do have... Oh my god! Friendly fire, Galactika! Jesus! I mean, it kills heretics, right, but... what doesn't at this point of the game? A lot of damage coming out of the Terminators. Terminators turn around again. Dual assault cannons. Focus fires that Plague Champion down very fast. And this is basically a fresh squad of heretics, so extremely vulnerable. But here comes the Land Raider Phobos. This is the equalizer. Taking its initial shots at the Tech Marines, pretty daft. It needs to be shooting at that Dreadnought, which will chunk down very quickly. Yeah, poor positioning here from Super Mega Ultra Panda. Really should have rotated these around the other way. Phobos should be here. Infantry should be coming down here. He needs to focus his shots. He's not firing at the correct targets. Kill this Dreadnought. Predators will get zoned out pretty badly by the Phobos as well. Boom, look at that damage. Okay, but let's not overextend right now. He's pushing really deep. Only one of his last cannons hitting the Predator. Missile launcher going in. Yeah, let's get some infantry support going on. Whirlwind contributing there with its Hunter Killer missile, trying to chip down the Phobos. Guo going to go in and tank. Here we go. That's a dead plasma gun squad. Oh, the Phobos shouldn't be backing up. It should be killing the fucking Predator right now. Its last cannon actually is chunking down tactical Space Marines. Ah, it's alright. That was cool. Used the warp ability, pulled that Great and Clean one out. I like to see it. Okay, and he's going to go back to base. We've got repairs right now from some heretics. Probably what this heretic should stop worshipping and get repairing as well. Technically, the Phobos is a demon now, so you will heal it with worship, but it has to be the same player, right? This is the wrong player, so he's just healing his Guo. But wow, look at that. Beautifully done. Mark of Tzeentch Las Cannon in the back, combined with the Predator. Sorry, not the Predator, the Phobos. Make short work of the Predator. Galactika is coming out with his own Predator, but this is a really bad idea, just walking forward like this into the enemy. Not a good idea. Oh, look at the damage from the Phobos there. And this is a Predator with boosted armor, by the way, more HP. Look at that. Huge chunks of damage from this thing. It really is a zoning powerhouse. Melts the Scout Squad, goodbye. And this is how you use a Land Raider Phobos. Really does need to get back though now and get some more repairs, because compared to other Land Raiders, it is a lot more vulnerable. Compared to any other super heavy vehicle, really. Compared to a Battle Wagon, compared to a Baneblade, compared to a Land Raider Redeemer, compared to a Land Raider Crusader, way less HP. But that's because it has range. It has range and very powerful anti-vehicle weaponry. But for that reason, you play it different. You play it like a weapons platform. Keep it back. Don't rotate it around a lot. This is stupid now. His teammate Def has just blocked him from moving by choosing to upgrade his Chaos Predator right in the path that really he wanted to back off through. And now he's getting the Phobos pressured by a missile launcher. But he's going to call in some Terminators here. Who's that? Oh yeah, that's Super Mega Ultra Panda. Makes sense. Player with a Phobos going to tie up that missile launcher with the Power Fist on those Terminators. And then turn around and spank that Librarian. Phobos contributing some big damage here to the Dreadnought. Looks like he's firing with the Tech Marine right now. That's a mistake. Meltoraptor's going in though, and that's going to be the end of that. Yeah, I think Space Marines are a bit screwed here. Phobos did it. You don't get to see that too often. People always fuck up their Phobos play. You know what usually happens? They walk them into a Las Cannon, it gets snared, and then they get hit by a Melter Bomb, and it's immobilized, and then the Phobos fannies around, spinning around in circles while it gets wrecked 1v1 by a Las Cannon because its sponsons are mainly AV and not designed to kill infantry. But yeah, that was good. It put in so much work there. I mean, obviously, it just slaughters things like Predators. That's why this is a good combo, to go for the Guo, kill the infantry. What does the Guo struggle against? Well, a tank. It's never going to catch a tank, right? The tank's just going to keep pew-pewing it with bolters and cannons and slowly chip it away. So then you get Phobos. Phobos can deal with enemy tanks. So the composition here from the Chaos is pretty good. Galactika are really not pulling it through. And also, the FC, to be honest, the FC himself, not the actual player, but the actual Force Commander hero, not really achieving a whole lot in this match. The Guo is going to fall at this point, but as we can see, Space Marine has basically got nothing left right now. Yeah, they're done. See you later, boys. See you later. And they're just gonna... I don't know what they're playing it out for, to be honest, but there you go. If you enjoyed the 2v2 content, guys, please let me know. Let me know down in the comments below. We obviously have a lot to do now to get our views back up to normal. I've got to keep these uploads consistent. That's what I can do on my end. But on your end, you need to leave a comment and you need to like the video as much as possible to boost us in the algorithm to get us back to where we were. It's an eternal battle. YouTube is a fickle master. And, you know, what can I do about it, man? It's always more motivating if more people can see this content. And ultimately, what does that lead to? More people playing the game, which leads to better replays. And maybe even me being incentivized to play the game if I've got some fun competition to contend with. The last hurrah here for the Space Marines is going to be an orbital bombardment. What can it claim? It can grab a couple of heretics. Hey, it got some Tzeentch Space Marines. They're not that close to the center though, so these guys might die, but I feel like this guy is going to live. Wow, even the Marine lived. Jeez. Yeah, level 3 CSM. A lot of durability, I suppose. Okay, we got some sort of memeing going on right now. Tactical Space Marines running around the back to cap the point there. But, I mean, they're just base raping, whatever. Yeah, I mean, they're trolling. There's no reason to be base raping right now. They just need to cap the VPs and that's the end of it. Alright, there you go, folks. That is our little cheeky 2v2 faction war. Hope you enjoyed that one. I'm going to be signing out.